What's up, guys? It's Trio here, back with the Hero's Rise, the Prodigy, and we are going to be moving on to Chapter 4 today. I hope you've all had a wonderful week. Sorry I'm a bit late with uploading things today. It's all been a bit mental, but such is life. I think we shall start with next chapter. Smither, or is that Smither, guys? What do you think? Smither? I think I prefer the word Smither, so I'm going to say that. Smither, Vice, and everything splice. Pulling up into the sky, you shudder as you think of about Smither. He owns 4 legitimate businesses in the Static Lane section of the Eastern Fringes, but everyone knows these are fronts used to launder money for his prostitution, drug, and illegal firearms operations. Even worse, Smither fancies himself the boss of an elite-powered mob. All of his business generals form an exclusive club called the Splice Circle. Isn't it really funny? Do you guys also, when you read punctuation, quotation marks, do you also do the funny finger thing at the same time, the rabbit ears? Because I just did anyway. Aside from possessing dangerous powered abilities, the Splice Circle generals all indulge in their splicing poison of choice, whether it be animal-human hybridization, hypersteroid usage, or gene-deep cosmetic alteration. Not having time to fiddle with your me chip for research while flying, you decide to test the new Thought Command function. The first wave of Thought Command technology has just been released, but it hasn't replaced voice commands entirely yet, since the software is rumoured to be rather buggy still. Clearing your mind and focusing on your me chip, you think, Urethra, search current Splice Circle roster. Within seconds, you get a response from me chip Urethra. Sorry, boo, but you need to upgrade your internet package for that search. Oh yeah, that sounds like me. Yep. There used to be a time when the internet was available for one base price, but ever since the government allowed internet providers to bundle packages for speed and website access during the Greater Depression, you've been operating out of the lowest cost bundle. Actually, your entire MeChipper is operating at a similarly low level. The potential functions of MeChip are endless, if you have the money to pay for the services. MeChips can do everything from multiple perspective surveillance to acquisition of downloadable skills that all require higher level processing chips and additional fees. Poor Aretha could also have dozens of different outfits and personality dimensions if you had more money for upgrades. Welcome to the 22nd century, where class status is determined primarily by tablet functionality. Wow, that's a beautiful bit of writing there. Touche, Zach Sergi, well done. And unfortunately for you, it looks like it's time for an internet upgrade, which is going to cost you. Authorizing upgrade and execute search, you think, trying to focus the command thought through the cloud of frustration in your head. It won't be long before they start charging for air per breath, you think. Immediately, several holographic images flash before your eyes. One is a chart listing the Splice Circle's current roster, another is a review of air humidifiers, and the last is a list of services for anger management. Understanding why many reviewers have bashed the MeChip Thought Command function for acting glitchy, try to focus on the roster listing. The Splice Circle rumoured roster. Boss, Smither. Security General, Boulder. Which roster do you want to read next? Business Generals or Crime Generals? Going after the business, you go after the money, you cut off a lot of their power. But the crime doesn't pay. Business is business. Let's look at the business first. Shred Club, that sounds pretty cool. Madam Vice, status. The Revival Bar, Ravel Bar even? Kirkpatrick, it's an awesome name. Counselor. Fetish Sinden, Wanda W. Wow, they've got a Fetish Sindem? Fetish Sindem. Aces High Casino, 3rd degree. Notes: Kirkpatrick is the latest addition to the circle Kirkpatrick is the latest addition to the circle, brought in to run Smither's newest establishment, the Rival Bar. Kirkpatrick also serves as Smither's replacement counsellor after the remains of Smither's last counsellor were found split between Westport and Valor Park. Madam Vice and Smither have recently ended their multi-year affair on a sour note, causing many to wonder how long Vice will hold her position within the circle. What do you want to read about the crime generals too? Of course, we want to be as well prepared as possible. Prostitution, lowly, firearms casing, underboss, drugs, fracture. Note: Loli is, I don't know how to pronounce that. Lolly is the Circle's longest-standing general, infamous for the spree of disfiguring attacks that pushed her up through the ranks of her Eastern Fringe Annie gang and into the Circle. Casing remains Smyther's most prized general, currently serving as the Splice Circle's underboss. Satisfied with your knowledge of the Splice Circle, you prepare... Satisfied? We know some names, and they're not even real names. They're superhero names, dude. Like, I'm not satisfied. You prepare to take off towards Static Lane until you notice a bright flash coming from one of the surrounding rooftops. Focusing on the source, you see it's a reporter, obviously working overtime to break the first scoop on this story. You really need to bring Smyther quickly, but should you take your time to swoop down for a quick interview? I think no. He's gonna that photo. He's already got a photo of them, and I think it's more important that they don't report that we're actually not doing the job that we're supposed to do as superheroes, because I think that would be much more important. You fly into the sky knowing you don't have a single second to waste. As you pull up into the bank of clouds, your me chip sends you a web alert. Hi-ho, darling. Your ego scan sent me an alert, me chip Aretha says. Looks like there's an article in the press about you. You do you, honey child. You forgot you had even set the press alert, but it's a good thing you did. Whether you want the attention or not, you should be aware of what's being said about you in the press, though you didn't think it would start happening quite this quickly. The alert takes you to Hero Press Block, where you find a photo of yourself taken literally seconds ago. See, didn't I say they already had a photo? Flying away from Trackr's penthouse, the caption reads, "Unknown newcomer cracks first lead in Gravitas case. More to come." Photo captured by Sonia Chala. Chala! That's a wicked name. Chala! Even though getting press isn't your priority, it's not the worst thing in the world for people to start recognizing you. Despite yourself, you tell Aretha to archive the article. It's the first official press-related legend boost of your career after all. So if we check our Legend 7. Legendary! Legend prize unlocked. As a bonus for achieving one of the highest possible legend levels at this point, 7, your health level has been restored and raised to 110. Booyah! We are the best of the superheroes because we got the highest possible legend levels. You take off high across the sky. So we got an achievement just then. That's pretty cool. You take off high across the sky at top speed, knowing you need to go get to Static Lane before the police do, or before another hero encroaches on your case does. As you fly, you consider how any powered hero stupid enough to take on the Splice Circle in the past have always ended up dead. The only notable exception has been Static, the self-proclaimed champion of the Eastern Fringes, named after the Fringe's most crime-clogged neighborhood, Static Lane. Whilst most heroes concentrate on more glamorous and less dangerous heroing outside of the Fringes, Static has done good work cleaning up some of the Splice Circle's messes. Excuse me. However, no one has seen Static in months, a troubling mystery that has gone unsolved. Worst of all, Smyther and the Splice Circle are responsible for funding the rival Annie gang activity in the Fringes, using the gangs as a recruitment base to pipeline employees into the various branches of the organisation. The Annie gangs are constantly vying for top billing with the Circle, and a gang war has been brewing for months, as evidenced by the fight you broke up earlier today. Without a doubt, Smyther is responsible for making life in the Eastern Fringes hazardous. Knowing that he is involved with the Gravitas theft hits close to home, but you want to take on the case mostly because it will serve as a blow to the Splice Circle's criminal practices and further disorganized Annie gang activity in the Fringes. Being the hero that takes down Smyther will make me famous. More than anything, it's just going to be fun. I feel quite principled as a superhero so far, I have to say. So I think it will serve as a big blow to the Splice Circle's criminal practices and further disorganize the Annie gang activities in the Fringes. Will probably be why. Smyther has remained untouchable thanks to a team of highly priced lawyers and some corrupt contacts within the MC government. So catching him with the Gravitas should be should be a rare illegal thread capable of unraveling the entire Splice Circle organization. And doing so would definitely improve life in your hometown quite a bit. You can't think of a more worthwhile heroic pursuit. However, as you begin to breathe a bit heavier from the exertion of flying so fast, you think about how advanced this case could prove to be. Smyther is no joke. He and his crew will kill you in 1,000 different ways without hesitation. Perhaps this might be a bit more than you can handle on your first night out. Then you remind yourself that you were born for major league cases like this. Moving forward, no matter how successful you become, this kind of fear and doubt are going to be a part of your career at entry level. In fact, the pressure to stay aloft is only going to get worse, so you'd better learn to cope with it now. Yeah, right? Better get to, learn to take the heat or get out of the kitchen, right? After a super fast flight back to the fringes, you land on a roof across the street from Smyther's club, Shed. Your favourite superhero tip-off blog, Just the Tip. Oh, wow. Your favourite hero's tip-off blog, Just the Tip, says it's rumoured that Smyther has his secret base of operations hidden somewhere in the Shed, since he was once romantically linked with Madame Vice, Shed's owner. Madame Vice has the power to seduce people into doing their bidding, and you've also read that ever since being unceremoniously dumped by Smyther, she might have aspirations to take over his head honcho role. While this is a tidbit you may be able to use to your advantage if things get nasty, right now you need to discover the locations of Smyther's hidden headquarters within the Shed. What's the fastest way to do so? Go inside posing as a customer and try to discreetly get some intel, break into the back and search the premises without being seen, or burst in powers blaming and demand to see Smyther. No. We did just have a photo taken of us leaving that place, so I think breaking in the back is going to be the most sensible. You drop down into the alley behind the Shed and walk up to the back door. Using an energy crackle to pop open the lock, you slip inside and find yourself in a darkened room. As your eyes adjust, you spot a deep red light coming from somewhere across the room. You look at the light and suddenly one step follows another. Fuzz feels nice. Oh dear, nice. Moving back. There stands Madame Vice. So pretty, you think. So pretty, with the blood red eyes. I've got to do a breathy voice for this. Tell me, rude thing, she says, her voice oozing. What on earth brings you to my dark corner of the world? You want to tell her everything, with her flowing auburn hair wrapped in the tight red leather, her body impossibly curved with plastic enhancements, her perfect chest spilling out of that corset, her full lips wet. You want her to trust you more than anything. You want to touch. You want to tell. She's so pretty. Just tell. I'm here to. But as the words leave your lips, one thought breaks through the rest. Madame Vice has hypno-seduction powers, which must be why I can't think straight. As you feel the slightest bit of control creep back, you decide that you better not waste the opportunity. How are you going to handle Madame Vice? Tip her off about the police. Perhaps she'll choose to save herself if I did, or attack her while I have the chance. That's a question and a half, isn't it? Do we go for the fight or do we go for the tip-off? She might help us. We've been very aggressive so far. I think we're going to tip her off. You'll want to get out of here, you say with real concern. Very soon. Why would I want to do such a silly thing? Madame Voice purrs, causing your head to feel woozy again. Concentrate! Because the police will be here any minute to recover the gravitas, you manage. Don't go down with the ship, madam. No more smile. Angry. Vice. Eyes bore. Not good. Bad. You want Vice to like you, love you. Will Vice hurt you? Suddenly something snaps and you can feel your thoughts return to normal. You watch as Madame Vice crosses the dark room and opens a safe in the corner. Well then, I think it's a lovely time for a stroll around the block, isn't it? Madame Vice says, approaching you. She grabs your hand and her touch feels better than anything you've ever felt. Be a dear and do forget you saw me, yes? Your heart flutters and you blink, overwhelmed with desire. A moment later you open your eyes and find that Madame Vice is nowhere to be found. You feel a cold rush of emptiness wash over you, but try to force away the feelings by telling yourself it's only the after effects of Madame Vice's hypno-seduction. Then you realise there's something in your hand. A long red whip tipped with gold. You examine the gold tip of the whip and can't believe your eyes. The gold mechanism is a telelock, a wildly expensive and wildly illegal security measure that grants teleportation entrances into doorless rooms. The only way into Smythe's secret headquarters must be through one of these telelocks, which you imagine only his splice generals carry. Since telelocks take the form of tokens unique to each owner and only respond to their brainwaves, it's useless to you without Madam Vice, though there is one trick you might try. But before you can give it a shot, you feel a tap on your shoulder. Oh dear. You raise your fist and spin around, freezing the moment you do. You instantly recognize the face smirking back at you. It belongs to Jury, another aspiring hero. He stands with his arms crossed, wind from the front door, from the open door, flaring his black and white costume, which is made to look like a sleeker version of a judge's robes. Which makes total sense because Jury's real name is Aaron Victon. He's the son of Judge Victon, who is better known as the long-standing mayor of Millennia City. Wow! The man who sentenced your parents to to their lifelong prison exile. Oh dear. Jury has the power to see through the eyes of any 12 people nearby at once, hence the code name. He has become a C-list hero thanks mostly to his father's position. Anything Jury has gotten, he has bullied or bribed out of people thanks to his last name, or charmed them with his good looks and social status. If you'd had the advantage of Jury had, you'd already been MC's #1 hero and you know it. You really are inclined to hate Jury for just about every reason under the sun, but you have to be careful not to give away your real identity. The last thing you want is for Victon family to know your connection between you and Max Power and the Sterling Lee identities. Well, you're new. What voice should we give him? Well, you're new, aren't you? Jury says, looking you over from head to toe like a piece of meat. What's your name, stud? Jury seems to like what he sees, though you wonder if he treats everyone like this. He's conventionally gorgeous blonde guy, so he must be used to flashing a smile and getting his way. Even you have to force yourself not to linger on the imprint of Jury's abs or the curve of his broad chest through his costume. He may be hot, but you want nothing to do with a creep like Jury. Still, he doesn't necessarily have to know that yet. How do you want to play this? Flirt with Jury to get my way, treat Jury like the scum he really is. Jury doesn't deserve to occupy even 1 second of my time. Screw it, let's have some fun and flirt with him. I'm Max Power, you say, placing a hand on Jury's chest. I'm a big fan of yours and I'd love to talk sometime, but I've got to get going now. Yeah, about that, Jury says, blocking your path. You're cute and all, but you don't know how things work yet. I just got a call from Rex Schillers himself. The police told him they have a lead on the missing Gravis. He's a dear friend of my father's. You do know who Mayor Victon is, don't you? Jury gets closer to you, way closer than you'd like. His breath smells like stale beer, and you're pretty sure you can make out the beginnings of a cold sore on his lower lip. Tell me what you know now, and I'll see it as a serious favor. I'm the kind of guy you want to owe you, if you get my drift. Jury puts his hand on his hip, and you pull away, trying desperately to keep your cool. And, if I don't, you ask through clenched teeth. Jury's slick smile fades. Then let's just say that having the mayor of Millennium City as an enemy isn't really a great thing for any aspiring hero, is it? Oh dear. There's no way in hell you're backing down from this case, no matter what Jury threatens you with. Still, you do need to find a way to get him off your tail. He could cause some serious trouble for you if he gets the Gravitas first. How do you want to deal with him? Seduce Jury and knock him out? Send Jury up the wrong trail with a false tip. Seducing him could be entertaining, but I think sending him on a false trail will be a lot quicker. Listen, the police gave me a special tip, you say with a more warm smile. They said, save your Beth, Jury says. I know exactly where I'm going. I just need the amateurs to stay out of my way. Got it? Oh well, you tried. Without wasting another second, you knee Jury hard in the gut, then crack an elbow across his face. Jury will definitely want to pay you back for this, but as you look at him lying helplessly on the floor, you know it was totally worth it. It won't be long before Jury wakes up, so you turn your attention back to the telelock and you're one shot at accessing it. Sometimes, if you channel your energy power through... Don't know if you could hear the dog then, he's just growling. That's all fine, he's happy. Sometimes if you channel your energy power through electronics in just the right amount, it can jumpstart their functions. However, too much power fries electronics, a talent that comes in handy for some situations, but not this one. Figuring it's worth a shot, you grasp the golden tip at the end of the whip and close your eyes. You allow a small wisp of energy to flow from your fingertips to the telelock, hoping it will coax it into cooperating. Then, out of nowhere, you feel a massive surge build up in your forearms. "No!" you shout out loud, unable to stop a wave of black energy from bursting through your hands. When the light from your blast clears, you can see a charred remains of the whip in your hands. The golden telelock is completely shorted out. Despite your years of training, your powers can sometimes act unpredictably, though this was rather inopportune time for a surge to flare through you. What are you going to do now? But before you finish forming that thought, you feel your insides turn to fluid. The room swirls around you and you stagger backwards. Then you scream. Oh dear. Oh dear, this sounds like we're in trouble. I don't know if I took all of the right moves there, guys. I don't know if any of you have also played this, been playing this, know what else we could have done there. Obviously, because we picked a bisexual option, we could flirt with Jury. Maybe that would have been a better move, I'm not sure. Let's see our status. Fame has... I can't remember if that's gone up or down. I think Lawless has stayed the same. I think Offensive has stayed the same. Soloist might have gone down a bit. Power's definitely down a bit. Health has gone up, of course. Legendary status of 7 because we are awesome. So, yeah, I think we shall call it there for today. Next chapter, Prodigies. Sounds pretty interesting. It may be prodigious, who knows? Sorry I didn't do a recap at the beginning of this episode. I will try and remember to do that again next week and actually recap so we don't get a bit confused. Hope you're all having an excellent, spectacular, wonderful, incredibly awesome day. And I am Root. Peace.